It's all
We're
John's fault.
live.
It's all John's fault.
Yes, right now because it's only 8:59. We're almost a minute early. Welcome to Tangents on Everything and Nothing. I'm John Simon, and this is our guest, Ben Williams.
Hi there.
To my right is Jeremiah Freeman, and off to the left is Dan Sturgeon. If anybody has any questions, feel free to chat. We have that open. We've also got chat going on YouTube. Is the YouTube streaming? Let me check real quick. YouTube is streaming. All right, we're good.
Good. Thank God.
We have beer. You're probably wondering, why do you have beer? Well, it just happens to be we're next to a brewery.
I would say Spencer's best brewery, if I had to guess. But
well, considering how many breweries are here, that's a tough race. I would probably go as far as, and almost only because I haven't been to the one in Gosport, say it's the best brewery in Owen County.
Let's say the Tri-County area. Can we go with that one? You can pick which three.
No.
That's up to you.
I'm going with Tri-County. We'll go with Tri-County.
All right, cool.
Yeah, but if that place in Gosport, who will remain nameless unless you actually tell me what your name is on the chat, maybe you guys could come on here too and talk about your stuff.
Sure.
So
Beer is always welcome.
yeah, I need to get Cardinal Spirits in here.
Oh yeah, get some cocktails going, man.
I know, absolutely.
Yeah.
Some great
All right.
stuff.
Can I be a guest?
I need somebody to run the chat.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to do the traditional? What's your story?
No, but I can.
Okay, you don't have to.
Yeah. No. I grew up in Patricksburg. So
too far back.
Yeah. All right. Too far back.
No, just kidding.
I'm gonna skip forward like a lot of years.
Yep.
No. My wife Kylie and I decided to start Civilian Brewing Corps in Spencer because we thought the community needed something like that. And it was always a dream of ours. It was just gonna be, a little tiny tasting room. Me and her behind the bar pouring some beers. Snowballed from there. Now we're a full brew pub restaurant, full service, and we're busy as hell. So yeah, we love it. Love every exhausting minute of it. So.
Nice. Yes.
But that's the short version. So.
And that short version is fine because we've got a lot to talk about.
All right.
We'll be here for at least an hour. The rest will depend on our guest on how long they want to stay. That's the typical format. Get used to it. Yeah. So, how did you get into beer?
Let's say when I was 21, I had my first beer.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
no.
Responsibility.
I had my first responsible beer when I was 21.
Yeah, no. I just always loved it, and especially when I discovered the craft beer scene. Everybody has this story. At least people that are my age, they taste their first IPA or something. They're like, oh, that's what beer can be. There's other beers. It's not just quarts of High Life that I'm slamming. On a Friday night. No, so I just it just kept going, and I wanted to taste more and more and more, and then actually a buddy of mine, Matt Wisely, who is one of the brewers at Upland Brewing Company currently, got me into brewing. We were living together at the time, and we fumbled through those first horrible, terrible, nasty batches of beer that we drank anyway because
You
they
got
had
to start
alcohol in them.
somewhere. Yeah.
And finally we each got pretty good at it. So
Nice.
that was the getting started in tasting beer, getting started in brewing beer, all the above. So and it just didn't stop. And then we had an opportunity to make a life out of it, make a business out of it. So
I have a story to kind of relate there. This has to be with your first batch of something. I make mead.
okay.
I love mead.
I love mead.
It's got to be good honey too, and there's so many different types of honey out there. But that's not what the show's about. This is about the story. So my very first batch was made according to my friend who introduced me into the process, and it never clarified. As a matter of fact, it didn't stop bubbling for about 18 months. It was alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
With a sort of sweet bitter taste, with nastiness to it, but it would do the job. My best friend absolutely loved it, and he downed about 4 bottles of that because everybody else was like, "You can have it, just take it."
Yeah.
But now I make much better mead, and it clarifies in about 3 to 4 months, and it's ready to go. And
All right.
It's nice as long as it's the right honey. Honey's
Yeah.
important. Ingredients are important.
Yeah. Yeah. I will. Yeah. You should bring some over sometime. We'll trade you down a beer for a bottle of mead.
We'll work that out.
All right.
Absolutely.
Actually, yeah. Funny. The first thing that I ever fermented was mead as well. and found out that you can go to the homebrew store and you can buy all the ingredients to make alcohol. You just can't buy alcohol.
Because there isn't alcohol yet.
Yeah, exactly. But we were impatient, and like 2 weeks after we started it, we just started drinking it, and we're like, "Is this working? I don't know. Let's just keep going." And so we just got kind of sick drinking really sugary water.
Yeah, I made a banana strawberry wine one time that would lay flat. Oh man, but it was like a Jolly Rancher strawberry banana Jolly Rancher. It was too sweet. It was beautiful. You're like, can you make that again? No, because something about bananas takes a long time to ferment.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
And for 11 months, I kept thinking something was wrong.
Speaking of Jolly Rancher, do you guys remember Zima? Whatever happened to
Oh,
Zima?
yeah.
Zima the Jolly Rancher?
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Yep.
I actually liked Zima. I was at a bar the night that we were doing a promo for it, so the Zima girls came in and gave me a little pin, and you put it on, it lights up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they're probably making seltzers right now. I mean, it's separate.
Well, I know didn't they make a comeback not too long ago? Other than that, I haven't heard anything.
It's been off my radar, so I think they
Yeah.
did.
All right, anybody has any Zima information? Leave it in the
Zima,
comments
where are you
below.
at?
That's right.
I don't actually want any Zima. I was just thinking about it.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, okay, how many domestic regular beers have you purchased since you started doing this?
Actually, you mean like domestics, as in like traditional domestics?
Your traditionals, not your micros.
Okay.
Your traditional.
Actually, I bought a 12-pack of High Life 2 weeks ago. So it was 90-some degrees outside, and I was gonna hang out by a fire, and I'm like, I'm gonna drink some High Life. I mean, it's the champagne of beers, right? So sometimes you do just want beer you don't have to think about.
But it's only champagne and beer if it comes from the French region of.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's the sparkling beer.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's a reference you won't get.
Yeah.
No.
But not very often, to be honest with you. But still, sometimes you just want to drink some beers and not have to think about it. So.
There's only 2 times I will buy your regular big name domestic beers. One is if friends are coming over and that's what they want.
Yeah, I know.
2, I need some bad beer to cook with.
Oh, okay.
Because the worse the beer tastes, the better it is to cook with.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Zima relaunched in 2018 for 1 year, but
Sweet.
it's still a thing in Japan.
Oh. And who said that?
Thanks, Cursalove.
Oh, that's Mike. That's my buddy Mike.
Curse of love. Hi, Mike. Thank you
Hi,
for
Mike.
tuning in. Yes. And speaking of, how's the YouTube going over there?
It's pretty quiet over here, but we have a couple extra viewers. So
Excellent.
hey,
Yeah,
here we
viewers
go.
today.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Beer helps.
Beer does help.
Yeah. Everybody,
Don't forget, they'll be open on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Get the fries. Get the food. Get the beer.
Yeah.
You know.
All the better.
So, what else do you do besides beer?
Well, I do some tabletop role playing stuff. I'm into gardening, specifically like native plants, and kind of like land conservation stuff.
Nice. Okay.
I mean, the business takes up most of my time.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah, exactly. On
Yeah.
my time off, I have time for a couple of those hobbies. I used to cook a lot. I don't have so much time to do that, and I have a lot of people that do it for me. So it's it's easier to just do that. But yeah, those are a couple of things that I spend a lot of time on. So yeah, we have actually going back to the gaming part. We have a same as part of this. We got a bi-weekly D&D game that we play at the pub with employees, and Kurslav that just chimed in runs a game that we play on Zoom every Monday night. So
Nice.
and that's a group that we actually played in person for about 5 years running. We played one campaign that I DM'd with that crew, and then someone moved away, and then things like pandemics happened, people had kids, so now we meet for a couple hours every Monday, as long as everybody's schedules align, and we play, and then
All those adult relationship, words like schedule,
yeah,
align,
yeah,
time, yeah.
Yeah.
Never had any of those problems.
Well, you're not an adult.
No, I'm still a
And,
kid.
of course, like brewing beer used to be like, a major obsessional like hobby of mine. I don't even brew the beer anymore. Joe McCadden, shout out to Joe McCadden, everybody brewing the beer you love. Brews pretty much. I mean, actually, just full time. Like he's making all the beer now. I don't even actually have a hand in it. So.
He does the craft sodas too.
And he does the sodas.
Now, do
yeah.
you have any say in what the beers are going to be?
Yeah, I mean, we'll powwow over it.
Mhm.
He's got the final decision making.
Except when it comes to the names of the beers, I've noticed Joe doesn't get the final say on a lot of the beers.
So,
All right, do tell.
Yeah. So yeah, funny story. I shouldn't say all. Most of our beers have code names when they go into the kegs. So all of the kegs are usually labeled with something that will not be the name of the beer. Sodas are the same way. And yeah, so then we have to figure out exactly what to call them because and this one actually worked out because we have a dang stout on, and he did name the dang stout. So that
dang stout is dang good.
It tastes like coffee. It's that smooth. It's that dark. It's beautiful.
It's a beer so good you want to scream its name.
Let's see if I can get this to sit here for a bit. Checking connection. You're now live. Let's get Ben on there. All right, just a small advertisement on Instagram for those who want to know that. Yes, we really are here in this famous studio, drinking beer with Ben. This famous studio shall remain pseudo-nameless. And we're in the OCCT office, and that's all you need to know. Thanks for listening, everybody. And this advertisement's over, but I'll let that run for a couple more seconds. Yeah.
Minimum.
There's a minimum length. It's a weird minimum.
Yeah, it's a minute.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it just happened. So
I just put Instagram. We're also on Instagram for a brief moment.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, no, my notification that Radioactive Shack just went live showed up on my phone.
Yeah. And so, the names are interesting. How do you actually come up with names? Like, what do you do there?
So there's kind of like a beer names arms race going on right now to who can, as far as like what brewery can name their beer the weirdest fucking thing in the world, right?
Like horse racing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I didn't like that. I like to look at a board and at least know what I'm trying to order. You know, so most of our names do have something at least to do with the beers themselves.
Okay.
So we like our traditional stout was a drier stout, so it was stout, right? That's our stout. Dang stout, it's a thicker, bolder version. So dang stout, right? We have Galaxy Smash beer on right now. So Smash is an acronym for single malt, single hop. So it's got one malt, it's got one hop.
That's the one with citrusy,
Galaxy
right?
hops. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah. So people think, oh wow, that's a wild name. It's like not really. It actually describes exactly what the beer is. You just got to know like what to look for.
Okay.
And we'll play around with them sometimes. Like we had a chocolate stout called Cacao. But it was KAKOW.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
So it's a play on
just notifying
Cacao nibs.
letting people know that there's a live video.
Yay, more notifications, people. Yeah. Welcome to Radioactive Shack is here to annoy you. Entertain you.
We can do both.
Yeah. So what else?
I try to be every day of my life.
Let's go ahead. I think we're good there. What else? What is the most unusual beer you've made?
I'd say the most unusual one that we made, our Smoky Arbol beer, was pretty unusual. So it was a smoked malt and Arbol chili pepper beer. That one was really good. So it was smoky with a little bit of heat, a little bit of that like chili flavor in it. We also did a horchata. We call it a horchata. So it was like a creamy cinnamon kind of a beer.
The corn dogger.
The corn dogger lager. I forgot about that. So
the lager that tastes like a corn dog.
Yeah. So that one was pretty cool too. That one was a little bit of smoked malt. It was a lager, but it had a lot of corn in it. So it did have this like corn beer flavor with a little bit of smokiness to it. So we were paying homage to the humble corn dog with that one. But it was a good beer. I liked it. I thought it was really good.
I just did not expect it to taste almost exactly like a corn dog, though. When here, Sam, try the new one that just came up on tap. Okay, what?
Yeah, that would be kind of disturbing. I'm expecting a beer and I get bologna flavor.
Yeah.
There was a cinnamon beer.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep, that's Kurslav's love the cinnamon beer.
Yeah.
That's
for you, Mike.
You should do an apple beer. I don't know why, but you should do an apple beer.
My persimmons are so full that the branches are hanging. Do we need a bunch of persimmons for the brewery?
Why not? Yeah,
Okay.
let's find out. Like, we're doing actually. This is kind of cool. We got some Steuben wine grapes from first year, we got some of those grapes from them, and we didn't have a way to like any type of way to use them in beer, so we made them into a soda, and it was the easiest soda we've ever made because it was literally just carbonated grape juice, and everybody went batshit over this. It was so good. It was like grape soda with a little bit of acidity, you know, so it wasn't like overly sweet, and it was a little tart, and it was just this very unique flavor. Then the next year, the winery had a lot of problems with their grapevines. They didn't get as much yield, so we couldn't buy any off of them. But this year we could again, so we're going to do the soda as well as beer with them.
Nice.
The soda will actually be up as soon as we're done with our current soda. So yeah, and people went nuts over that.
Yeah, I can't wait for the see what you do with the beer with it for that.
I'm really excited about it. Yeah, like there's a lot of people doing like wine or wine beer hybrids right now. You know, it's kind of, I mean, it's like a niche thing, but it's a thing.
Yeah.
And we've not done anything like that. So
Well, it's kind of like when I make mead, I prefer to make what's referred to as a melon, which is it's honey with fruit fermented to a really high. And my favorite one is using mesquite honey, which you can't get around here.
Yeah.
Cherries and blueberry.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
So does it have like mesquite? Does it have like a smoky
No,
flavor?
no, actually,
I've never
'cause
actually
it's
had
not the
mesquite
mesquite wood; it's the flowers off mesquite.
honey.
So you end up with this really dark, rich honey, which has I'm just going to call it distinctive flavor.
Okay.
If you haven't had it, me saying that it has a weird holly sort of stout flavor. And I don't mean stout as in beer; I mean stout as in strong.
Okay.
It's probably not going to help.
No Plaster Saint asks anything else planned for the fall as far as beers go.
Oh, okay.
More beer.
Hey, Matt. I know that person too. We have a Oktoberfest style beer coming out, so that will hopefully be on by the end of this month for the traditional Oktoberfest. Last one was late, so we just called it Novemberfest and said, what the hell? We have a double IPA coming up, as well as the that wine juice Kolsch that should be really good. So yeah, those three I'm pretty excited about, and the next up actually should be our blackberry wheat. So yeah, which is always really popular. Yeah.
So that sounds like a hell of a lineup, and I'm not biased about this place in any way. So yeah.
Not biased at all.
No bias in here. Yeah. So you were at the Skatepark meeting.
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very exciting.
How did you think that went?
I think it went good.
Yeah.
For first meeting, I think there weren't as many people there as I would have hoped. But the right people were there, I think, as well.
Yeah.
So, and they just started a Facebook group about it. I think it's up to almost 50 members right now. So that's good.
Yeah, Shakira, you're supposed to send that to me, by the way. I'll find it, no problem.
Yeah, was that your last guest?
I had an impromptu guest with Shakira last Wednesday.
Okay.
Was it Wednesday or Thursday? One of those 2 days.
Gotcha.
Just because I had heard that this was going on, I saw a post on Facebook, and I felt that we need to get the word out for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Spencer needs more things for everyone to do, and a skate park is absolutely wonderful to have on my path. The possibilities for that are endless.
Yeah.
I want to see it happen.
Yeah, no, it'd be awesome. I went to a meeting, it's about 2 years ago, and about it, and it didn't seem like it had picked up any steam, but of course, obviously, it's been a weird year and a half, so there's not been a lot going on.
Yeah, Moses Napier was the one who had put that together.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the ball kind of fumbled.
Yeah.
Not quite dropped, but didn't make it because there wasn't enough communication about that meeting.
Yeah.
And because I would have been there and dragged the kids to that as well too.
Yeah. Yeah, and you want to see kids show up to those meetings and be excited about it because that's what we're really like adults skate too. Yeah, but we do need more, like you said, for kids to do around here. So you want them to show up, but you also need adults who can actually get things really done to show up to these. And I think we had a lot of those people at this last meeting. So.
Oh, and by the way, Tony Hawk is in his 50s and still skating, so yes, this park would be for anybody who's willing to brave a board.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And so there were a lot of good ideas kicked about, and yeah, I hope Shakira keeps it going because I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I'm going to be pestering her because I want to help her get the word out as much as possible.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Mark Rogers will be on the show Wednesday.
Awesome.
So
yeah, Mark's great. He's I don't know. He's just got boundless energy, and he's always got his hands in everything that is important going around.
And
so,
since he's helping with
Mark.
this, thank you, Mark. He's helping out with this project, even though he's retired.
Yeah.
He's working along with Shakira to make sure that proper steps are taken, and she's kind of helped on what to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I might even buy a board and hopefully not break anything because.
Well, there will be the
it's
flat
been
spot.
a while.
There'll be the flat spot. We can just go
Yeah.
back and forth.
Yeah.
And speaking of, we need to get Rex skating in on this too because they're the local board place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where'd you like to go on that one?
Hell, I don't know, man. It's your show.
Well, you're the guest. It's my show. I come up with 2 or 3 questions. I kind of push everything else along, and I'll just let the crowd let this wander.
What's your favorite drinking game?
Oh, Kings. Definitely Kings.
Of course it'd be Kings.
Last not Freeman.
Oh, I love Kings.
Oh, I've been woken up at 3 a.m. sound asleep the morning before work so many times because of a group of friends in my house would be going, Moose or Kings or some whatever drinking game that involves yelling something.
So if you don't know people what Kings is, there's a lot of rules and most of them don't matter. But the important part is you've got I think it's a euchre deck essentially. Everybody here is from the Midwest, you know what euchre is. So the king is the important card. Oh, you're not. Yeah, I forgot.
Don't worry about it.
All right, we're gonna skip the explanation of euchre. But anyway, 9 with 3 aces in the deck. So you got 4 kings, and each person is drawing out of this deck, going around and drinking during various times, pulling cards. And if you pull a king, you have to pour whatever you're drinking a little bit into the middle cup in the kitty, and you got to make a rule. So if I said you got to slap the person to your right before you take a drink. Whack. And you're on my left. Whack. So I would have lost anyway.
We know who he wants to hit.
Not after this weekend.
Yeah, I know. You saved my ass. But every time you take a drink for any other reason, you have to do this thing before you take a drink, or you have to take a drink until you do that thing. And so it's a lot of it's just a lot of going around doing ridiculous stuff, and at the end, of course, the last king has to drink of the mirage of whatever is it. It was a COVID nightmare, of course.
Oh,
you know?
The pre-COVID times of the picture of everybody's drink mixed together.
Yeah.
Shakira and what's her name?
Cinnamon. Yep. Shout out to both of you. You guys are doing an awesome job. Keep up the work. I'll tell you about the drinking game I play. It's called, usually it's not a drinking game because this could kill you. It's called Discordian Solitaire. It's Discordian
Solitaire.
You know Discordia, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So basically, you take a deck of cards and you play a game of solitaire. Real simple. And then once you get to the point where you can't move anymore, you count up how many cards you have, and that's your score. And then you make a rule. And the next person goes.
Okay.
And then they make a rule. Until you keep going around. And that's where you make your rules to see who you drink, who drinks, how you drink. You can make stupid rules like if you ever draw an ace, you win, but no, that's stupid. You want to set these rules up to basically show that order can create chaos.
Okay.
We have various actions that happen while you're playing your deck would cause you to have to walk around the table, have to take a drink from the person to the left, have to take a drink from the person on the right, pour another drink, tell someone to drink, depending on what card it is.
Okay.
You can also sit there and make a rule. Every time I have to drink because of a red card, everybody has to drink.
Gotcha. Okay.
And you just let this get out of control.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the point of a drinking game. Is to get out of control. Otherwise, you would just drink.
You get
Where's
disorder out of order real quickly. Yes.
Yeah.
So, Jeremiah, what's your favorite drinking game since we're on the subject?
Ones where you watch movies.
Okay. Drink every time something
Because he doesn't watch movies.
Because I don't watch movies.
All right. Yeah.
Or political speeches or anything like that. Those are always fun too.
Okay.
Those will feel good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time you see a politician on TV, turn it off and drink a shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anytime they lie,
I'm gonna have alcohol poisoning.
I am alcohol poisoning. So we have Apple Butterfest. Is Civilian doing anything special for Apple Butter Festival?
We were trying to get something going. We are, just straight out, we are really short-staffed right now. Just like the entire country. So we're pretty much just gonna do our thing.
So that led to a great segue.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Yeah. Hey, I saw a post on Facebook saying you need help.
We could certainly use some people. We could use at least one more in the kitchen, maybe a couple out on the front. We were actually closed today. We're usually open on Sundays, but we were closed today because we just didn't have the staff. I have amazing people, right, Sam?
That's right.
Amazing people working for this business, and they
As an
have worked-
unbiased opinion, I can verify that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they work their asses off for me, and we had servers working doubles, we had people in the kitchen staying late, and just drenched in sweat, after some nights, and everybody is just working their asses off, and lots of people said, okay, we'll keep going, and fill in these shifts on Sunday, and Ellie and I just decided let's just close it down, this. I think that's kind of a part of the problem of what, especially in this industry, like the food service industry, what they're going through right now is they're just working people too hard, and just people don't feel appreciated, feel overworked. I don't want to do that at all to my people that are lifting me up. So we're just like, nope, take the day off. Like it's been a week, but that's just the state of the world right now. Is not only we're worrying about a pandemic, but we're also worrying about not getting people, to fill, positions that used to be plentiful, essentially. So,
I'm going to ask you a question. You're welcome to completely dodge this if you want.
sure, yeah. I can do that.
What's your opinion on what Switchyard Brewing is doing?
Okay. It's interesting. Yeah. I don't know if they're watching.
I don't think Switchyard is watching.
But
if you are, you guys are also welcome here. For those of you out there who don't know, Switchyard Brewing eliminated tipping.
That's fact. Yeah.
So all of their wait staff, who was getting the federal minimum of $2 and something, now gets paying.
I think it's 15.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
And there's a strict rule of no tipping.
Yeah.
Because everybody's making a comfortable wage, and yeah, the prices went up.
Yeah.
I mean, the pint went up $1, the plates went up a couple dollars.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I think it could work in some cases. We have always we do tip sharing at our brewery. So like the servers get their tips, but a lot of it goes back to the kitchen as a share. Kitchen gets all of the online orders that come in like right out of the gate. And I think Switchyard's doing some benefits that we're not doing. We have a 401k, but we don't have with matching. We don't have insurance, unfortunately. But I think, Sam, maybe you could correct me, but I think like most people that work for us make more than $15 an hour if you like average it all out.
After the average, I think that's pretty safe to say.
So I mean, like
that's pretty safe.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like it's good to have that like consistency, where like they are paying them, and it's not dependent on the day and how much they go home with, but also everybody leaves with a little cash in their pocket that day.
Yeah, I've never heard any complaints from all the people I've known that work for you on pay, atmosphere, attitude. As a matter of fact, I think the only complaint I've got is from people who are under 21 for obvious reasons.
Yes, they cannot have their free beers. So, unfortunately. I have told them though there's always a ribbon cutting ceremony if they want. When they turn 21, they can run by that bar. So far, it's only been Victoria. I actually stayed until 12:01 on her birthday with her, and we drank some beers at the bar. So,
Very nice.
but anybody that turns 21, I will be there at 12:01 if you want to hang out and drink beers at the Spencer Brew Pub with an old man. I'll be there. But yeah, I think it could work in some places, but I mean, especially like, not to like rail on their system. Like I think it would work, but in Bloomington, I think $15 an hour is just survivable. Like
I agree.
If,
yeah.
And then even then you got to be working 30, 40 hours a week to do
How
it.
much is rent in Bloomington?
Like a one bedroom is like $500 plus
If you're
utilities
lucky.
if you're lucky.
Yeah, it'd be like 750.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean, when I was going to school there, and this was God, how old am I?
You're 3.
You're telling
20
secrets.
years ago. Like I would like just search out the cheapest possible place. Like
I remember some friends of mine over there rented a 3-bedroom apartment for $13.50 a month. That was back in 2006.
Yeah. Like in 2001, I had a rollout feather mattress in somebody's laundry room, and we were each. It was 3 of us. They had bedrooms, but we were all paying $175 a month plus utilities.
Yep.
And that, like I said, was 20 years ago. So yeah, it's tough, especially for younger people. If they just, if they don't have mom and dad's teeth to suckle at anyway.
Yeah. So. In the early 90s, I was renting out a trailer, probably, I'll be generous, 600 square foot trailer for $156 a month. Felt like I was doing really good.
Yeah.
And then they didn't like the fact that we had a cat. So they kicked us out of this fine trailer. And we ended up at renting a house for, at the time, $450.
Yeah.
But this house was barely any bit. Well, actually, it was the same size. It just wasn't on wheels.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was nice. We were in a place that they didn't care what animals we had, and oddly enough, our landlords lived next door, and that's a whole other story that I don't need to get into.
Yeah.
It's really weird. Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I had some funky living situations. I think I lived in probably 10 different places in my 5-year college career. So, but I think that's just Bloomington. So
Yeah, not cheap.
yeah.
Anything on the chat over there?
Nope, just telling them that our guest tonight is Ben Williams from the Civilian Brewing Corps.
It says that down in the comments.
I know.
The civilian.
The
Exactly.
civilian with the Ben, because you know how many Ben Williams are around here? I was like, I need a photo for Ben for this. Ben Williams, images. Those aren't Ben.
I went to high school with another Ben Williams, so yeah. There's a few of us.
Believe it or not, I don't know if the person still lives here, but there is another John Simon in this county.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to live in the city that had 4 of me.
You thought you escaped it all.
Yeah,
My brother Luke Freeman.
they even share the same middle name.
There's another Luke Freeman. One of them's my brother. The other's a police officer. And
Wait, is he
Paul Abdul song comes to mind.
which one?
The opposite attracts.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's fine. I just loaned him some money, and so that he could
2 steps
avoid
forward.
so that he could avoid his doppelganger.
I
That's
need another one of those after that.
All yours, buddy.
Yeah.
What's the best D&D campaign you've ever played, or what makes a good campaign work well? From Kursalov.
Oh, well, Mike, you know the best D&D campaign I played. It was with you, buddy. Come on now. But not yours. It was mine.
Facts.
Stone cold facts.
Actually, like,
Sam, give me some of that. I want to try that one.
this is the guy that we played with, one of the people that we played with for like 5 years, every week, almost like clockwork. Everybody would show up at my place. We played for like 2 hours, and it was a complete homebrew sandbox campaign that I created.
Best
And
times.
And it was fill me up too.
Sure thing, boss.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
He says 7 years.
7 years. Oh, it might have been. So, God, 7 years. But it was just a blast. Like getting people together that just want to play and have fun and not like worry about, like rulesy stuff. Also, I mean, the thing that I love about D&D is that it's not so much that it's a game; it's cooperative storytelling. Like you are sitting down with a whole bunch of people, and you may be the DM, but you're telling a story together. As long as you can tell a good story, then that's the fun of the game. Otherwise, it's just a game. It's just people rolling dice, and trying to level up a character. Like go play Fortnite. Like.
I don't offer a tangent to that because not you. I always like to say that it's 5 people making a story because with DMing you don't know what they're gonna do.
Exactly.
I purposely set my games up to where it's like, all right, well, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I'll make it up from there.
Yeah, exactly.
And of all the D&D games that have ever been played, if half of them were written down, fiction literature would just be amazing.
Or hell.
I know. You think that when you're playing it. If you had to listen to that, you would probably think different.
And that's part of the reason why, not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday, we're going to start up our campaign with Dungeon Crawling with Saul Miguel, which is Jeremiah.
Hi.
Hi, Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, Sam over here, you are playing in that same setting that we played at for 7 years, apparently. Thank you for the correction, Mike Kerslaw.
It's a really well put together setting. I mean, you had an eternity to build it up.
Yeah.
Too. So the lore, the maps, all the stuff that comes with it when we come to the Tuesday night games is really, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
As an old nerd of 20 plus years of D&D, I really appreciate it.
Only 20?
Yeah. I didn't start D&D until I was 26 or 16. I'm sorry, 16. Yeah.
Late bloomer.
Yeah. That's fine.
I was 13 when my sister came up and says, "You better not play Dungeons and Dragons. It's the devil's game."
Oh yeah.
I'd already played.
That's how I broke the news to my family too. It's like, oh, you can't go and play those Dungeons and Dragons games. You'll summon monsters. It's like, well,
Sweet.
yeah, but celestial bumblebees are kind of not the monster I thought I was summoning.
Yeah.
Hey, I was also playing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle role-playing game too.
Shit, they have one of those?
Yeah, they do.
Well, actually, they don't have it anymore, but the rules are available free online PDF. Oh yeah, you want to play?
Kinda, yeah.
All right, I'm down. We're gonna get that.
I'm actually a little bit more excited for this than D&D.
No,
Because there's already a theme song you can play before every session.
Right.
Just because the turtles aren't in it doesn't mean you
Yeah,
can't
but you
play
realize this game came out before the cartoon.
Really?
So it's comic book based.
Oh.
One of my favorite sections was, or versions of it was after the bomb. Because, mutation.
Yeah.
What were you saying over here?
No Plaster Saint asks, if you had to pick a class to play for D&D for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Dungeon Master, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
That's not a
when
class.
when you pick that, you're that for the rest of your life.
Yeah, forever DM.
Wizard. I'd be wizard.
Thief.
I agree. Wizard over sorcerer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. As a wizard or magic user in general, you're a target. As a paladin, knight, shining bad guy, anti-paladin, person in armor, you're a target. As a thief, your number one skill is stealth. Can't say my characters were good at it. Because you have that one moment, it's like, oh, I can be brave. I run in. I'm dead. Yeah.
I also, I don't know. I have that like nerdy wizard kind of. I don't know. There's like a soft spot in my heart for that kind of a character. So whenever I play a wizard, it's always that like nerdy, squishy, like kind of character. So
Have you seen
And yet you're built. Like, we can see your pecs through your shirt. And you're like, I'm just a squishy wizard man with beer. Wait a minute.
I take care of myself, but I would say built.
Have you seen Role Models?
Yes, I have, but it's been a long time.
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Hey, one for Jeremiah.
Yep. Take a shot.
Basically, it's these guys get in trouble and they've got to take care of. They basically have to do some community service, so they end up helping out this kid who happens to be a LARPer / role player.
Isn't that comedian that dropped off the face of the planet in it?
That's that's a big spectrum.
Yeah. Look up who's
Look up comedian who stopped doing things.
Yeah.
Or you can look up the movie and we'll just figure this shit out.
Oh, come on. Why take the easy way?
Paul Rudd, Sean William Scott.
Oh, no.
Well, they haven't fallen off after he shrunk.
Yeah, no, Paul Rudd's great. I love Paul Rudd. I love Paul Rudd.
James
Sean William Scott, though.
then
Oh,
Ken
yeah.
going. Yeah. Nope, that's the two main characters.
Okay.
You guys remember the movie Evolution?
No.
Yes.
Oh, it's an
Yes.
awesome movie.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Evolution. Yes.
It's a great movie. Great movie.
We have already decided that God and Tuki don't work. I probably misquoted that, but I don't care.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
fine.
you got
movie.
it right.
Fine.
I
That's
think
fine.
you got it right.
Yeah. I've seen that probably more times than he's seen movies. That's one to pull out every now and then because like I need this. Put it in. Great creatures, good CGI. And
Yeah.
that.
If
The
you
story.
haven't seen Evolution, check that shit out.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Put it on your list, Jeremiah.
Put it on your hand list right there.
Yeah.
Because Orlando Jones is
That's not who I was thinking of, but also him. Dropped off the face of the planet.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, he did.
He just like small roles. If you see
7
him
Up
at all.
commercials just killed him. Right. Killed him.
They probably paid better though.
Maybe.
And what was it? Stifler's in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sean William Scott, right?
That
Yeah.
opening
Yeah.
scene though. I'm not gonna give it away, but it has to do with a meteor, a dummy, and a car.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I remember that opening sequence now, yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yes.
Training for
Yeah.
something,
that.
yeah.
Totally skipped over for the Oscar.
She's gonna live. She's gonna live. Boom. Yeah, I'm a movie junkie. I can't help it.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
Just so many movies I've seen in life at this point. It's not even that long into life. It's like they've all jumbled together
Yeah.
at some days.
My problem is like I don't have time to watch movies anymore. Like it's when you've got super long days, you get home and you're just like I don't know, I'll put on the YouTube or
Yeah.
Well, we've been given
yes, I
such,
say the YouTube.
it's been given such easy access. So to those short attention span theater.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know how long I'm going to be awake.
And I have to actually sit there and say, I'm gonna sit down and watch a movie.
Yeah.
Because oddly enough, yes, I enjoy watching movies, but to me that's homework. How did they do this? Oh, that's a neat shot. Can I replicate that? Oh, what happened here? And I tear stuff apart. Probably annoys some people when I'm watching movies, but I don't care because I'm still enjoying it because I can simultaneously suspend my belief and tear it apart.
Yeah, I do the same thing, but with plot. Like, I have seen anything in a story being done before. It just bugs me. Like, I'm like, I need the new thing. Like all the time. I need
Character
something
A
new.
is gonna do object B, and this is gonna happen, and
Yeah,
lo and behold,
exactly.
miraculously catch it in the last minute.
Yeah.
I don't so many shows anymore on streaming services. Or even like my wife, who's not really that keen on it, has just recently been like, I know where this is going.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, this
yeah.
is episode 3. Yeah,
You
I
can
know
see
where
it
it's
coming
going.
a mile away, though.
And that's what I like about movies that have bad endings because you sit there going, oh, they're gonna do this and fix everything. Oh, they didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, even if it's a bad movie, show me something new. And I'll that's all I need. So.
Well, there's a few podcasts out there. One of them is the Magnus Archives. It's like 3-4 seasons long, and it starts off with this guy who's the archivist, and he reads the story. Basically, he's reading somebody's what's the word for it?
Memoir?
No. Basically, they're reading the story of what the person
Biography.
said. No, it's not a biography. Okay. Their statement. See, bad words. But he gets into it rather than just read it. He starts acting out, gives it some emotion. It's really neat. And after 3 or 4 of these, you're like, oh, these are neat because all it is about individual stories. No, they're building up to the actual story because then they start getting into who the archivist is. He starts getting interrupted. You start hearing about people with him, and it just where it goes from there and how bad the world gets is really neat.
Okay.
Yeah, it still has we all survived and stopped the bad thing this time.
Yeah.
But the way they get to it is really neat.
Okay.
You see characters who don't like each other at the beginning. You go into season 2.5 to 3, you find out they actually start really becoming friends because they've seen some shit together.
What's it called again?
Magnus Archive.
Okay. Is this the point where we're like linking comments? I don't know. I've never done this before.
I could link this in the comments. That'll be after I post it. But
just for right now,
we'll
shout
see.
out to Magnus Archive for
All right,
telling a
cool.
great story.
That's right. Rusty Quill is the group
I
that
haven't
does that.
seen it.
It's not a C, it's a listen.
Mm.
Yeah. So, what's going on? You're talking. You're typing stuff. What?
Trying to remember how to spell archive.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong person. Yeah, Joe, you spelled the with a Y. Thanks.
Well, it's like a T. It's just lazy.
No, I got fat fingers. It happens to be right next to the other thing, and the thing is the thing, and then I don't read the thing, and I just said send, and we're good.
All right.
Don't get me started.
All right. Dumb question time. Nothing to do with any of like what we normally do. When you are sending a text, what is the button you hit the most often you don't mean to hit? Like if you're typing fast. Yeah, John.
The floating button.
Mine is in because it's right next to
The
my
letter
space
N?
bar. Yeah, the letter N.
Okay.
So half the time I'll write out a sentence and I'll look down and it's all one sentence with a bunch of extra N's.
So I do the swipe thing. The swipe
Oh, where
thing.
you write?
Yeah, where you
Right.
write. And then
That's what I hit the most.
Oh.
Stupid button right there.
And then it's all done.
Yeah.
It's all done.
But see, I hit that and I keep typing, and the next thing I know, the whole keyboard. Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, my problem is I'll do that swipe text shit, and then I don't reread it. I don't proofread it. I'm just like, and then I'm like, wow.
Wait.
What are those words? Like, where did that even come from?
What was that word?
Which one?
Proof something.
It's over.
Yeah,
It's
it's over.
over.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, any insight on proofread?
Proofread. I think that's a
Yeah.
measure of alcoholic content.
Okay, proof that I read. Yeah. All right.
There you go.
Well, what's this one? 5.9?
Yeah, we're fine.
Start
So yeah,
your car with it.
yeah, this coming from the guy that shot our commercial and it's script.
Hey, you can read it, right? Just because it's not typed right, it's not my fault.
Poutine? What's poutine?
Hey, we dropped that part.
I know.
Or did we?
That's
right.
I did like that part, but
We
wouldn't work.
We know. You know, Blue and I were signed up to just be like, if we need to do all the dumb skits in this, here's the bumblers. Let's do it.
I still wanted you guys to do that little
Okay.
Lady the Tramp scene with
If
the
you want, on Wednesday, me and Blue and you and a camera, a order of wings, and we will Lady and the Tramp slow motion, wing crossing arms like we're at a
No,
wedding.
At the Patriot Inn.
I want the little
with
drum
shades
head.
drawn.
Oh, I feel
soft music playing in the background.
I feel so sticky all of a sudden when you said Patriot Inn.
How about some George Clinton knockoff?
All right, okay, yeah. Sweet bass line, get you in the mood.
Don't mean
Something
to
funky.
talk crap on the Patriot Inn. I've never stayed at the lovely establishment because I'm a human being with my own place in town.
So what bugs you about it?
It's not nice. I don't know what's wrong.
I'm not talking shit about the Patriot Inn. I just had a visceral reaction when someone said the name.
I will just go ahead and say Patriot Inn has actually helped a lot of people I know, especially on really stormy nights when they left the former employer of mine during certain winter hours. It has its uses.
I know nothing about it. I'm just making fun of Sam.
I know where it's
That's
at.
a lot of people's pastimes. I've gotten used to it. I'm kind of just embracing it.
Kursalov asks, why does Colorado keep winning beer competitions? 20 Colorado breweries won medals at the 2021 Great American Beer Festival last week. Is it the water?
Weed makes everything taste better. And that's Colorado.
Okay, you beat me on it. But I will say, with my brewing experience.
I've been a brewer.
Beer.
If your water's crap, your beer's crap.
Fact.
You have to have good water. If you don't start with that good solid foundation, and I don't mean the stuff that comes out of my tap at home that has like weird rainbow colors after it sits for a while. No, it's got to be good and clean.
Maybe you should have that checked.
I have. It's an organic iron that just grows. So every now and then you just take a.
Comes in the big red can. You fill it up at the gas station. Is that the water you're using?
No.
Colors?
No. This is where you go. You open the well up. You take a nice gallon of bleach, pour it in there. Don't drink for 2 days. Flush it. Let the water run for a while.
Oh yeah.
I would argue that there are also more breweries in Colorado, so the odds are better that they would win a lot of medals.
So you need a shtick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's a numbers game. Like, if you've got, a higher percentage of breweries from Colorado in the competition, they are obviously probably going to, and exposure might have something to do with it. I mean, the judges might be more local. I don't know. I'm not saying it's a rigged thing. I'm also not, I haven't actually ever entered any of our beers in a competition, so it's not like I've got a stake in the game. I don't know.
Let me put it like this.
I guess the real answer is I don't care.
I'm going to use this as an example. The Oscars are one of those. Any movie that is played in specific movie theaters can be nominated as long as it reaches that criteria. It can be nominated. So I could make a film, show it here at the Tivoli, since it's part of that board. It qualifies. I could enter it to the Oscars. Then I've got to talk to the judges, which then I get to list the judges, and ideally I send them gifts like, here's a PS4 with my movie loaded on it. Why don't you take this and watch it while you eat this golden plated cotton candy, and here's some other stuff. Mind if I give you a massage while you watch it? And yeah, literally, the Oscars comes down to a lot of bribery.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I could see this being the same thing, but more of an exposure. Hi, I'm a generic brewery here.
Yeah.
Like my beer. Hey, come eat for free. Check out my beer. What have you been doing? Oh, I recognize you. You're one of those pretty people. Have a beer. And so not only does the, oh, hey, this beer tastes pretty good, but they were really nice to me, so psychologically that beer now tastes better.
Yeah.
So,
And a lot of those kinds of competitions where they're close circles like that definitely seem more like a self pat on the back kind of thing.
Self pat on the back. You want to know the worst awards are? Automotive.
Oh.
Hi, I'm GM. We won this award again.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we own that company that gives out that award. Because you'll never see Toyota win the awards that GM wins, or Ford wins, or it's because they literally sit there going, "All right, Sam, it's your job to tell us which car of ours is the best under this criteria." Oh, well, the Ford Epsilon wins because I liked it a lot.
Yeah. It had room for my butt, and that is important.
Yeah.
It didn't die on me.
Wow, that's amazing. Ford has won this award in the last 25 years. I wonder why.
Although, side note, actually not side note, going back to the original note, I've been to 2 Great American Beer Festivals, which is where they give out those awards, and the last one, which I don't remember what year I was there, Indiana was the winningest state in the country that year. And
Really?
it happened to be one that I was going to. Yep. So they were the state with the most medals.
Was that before
was pretty cool.
Was that before or after you were brewing?
That was before I was brewing professionally.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I gotta say, now I feel like we need to come up with a beer at the brewery that's just called the Who's Your Daddy.
The Who's Your Daddy? I don't know.
Just tell Joe the name. Tell him to do whatever.
It'll be a beer, but then it won't come to the car. It's just too suggestive.
Menthol beer? Sorry.
Oh.
That would be terrible.
Haven't seen
We
it
made
since
corn dog beer, and that made me gag.
Worst drink we ever made tastes like Pepto-Bismol. And it was...
Honestly, this sounds
It was
amazing to me.
Dr.
He loves it already.
Oh, God. It was Dr.
Do it again.
Pepper, 3 or 4 schnapps, and something else. I'll try. I'll have to ask Gavin what it was. And we're like, hey, this looks like it'd be interesting. Oh, it's Pepto-Bismol. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. So we passed this around 12 people because nobody believed us. It tastes like Pepto-Bismol. Oh, it sure does. Oh, it sure does. Yeah.
Oh,
Nobody
this is
finished it.
gross. Here, try this.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. And nobody finished it. And just remember, key ingredient was Dr. Pepper. Not Mr. Pibb. Not Dr. Thunder. Dr. Pepper.
Cursalov would drink a menthol beer.
Gross.
What's your green beer?
Gross.
I drink a mint beer, maybe.
How about Skittles beer? Skittles.
Yeah, okay, I can do a Skittles.
Well, it's just like, you know what? 450 North makes one of those. I'm sure. Like,
Yeah.
Okay,
they're
never mind.
slushy kings. Go get them. They love
Okay,
them.
then what would be an interesting beer? What would be something unusual but potentially good?
Well, to go back to the Colorado thing, when my wife and I went out like 3 years ago, we stopped in at a rib place in Old Colorado Springs one evening. Yeah, it's done.
And
that night, I think we were the last 2 people going in. It was an hour and a half before close, and the owner came out. He introduced himself as the owner. He goes, "Hey, yeah, I don't know how you feel about this, but normally I just brew a little bit of beer for me and the crew once in a while. We're getting ready to open this keg of some prickly pear beer that I made."
Oh, that's old school. Yeah.
Oh, and I have to say that made it was a good time in Colorado, but that night with everything else, that prickly pear beer right off the tap was so good.
I just
Really good.
Side note, that was the perfect pour right there.
Yeah. This is what skill and practice looks like.
I attempted to make mead with prickly pear one time. Harvested, we are all great. We got it all ready, and it's all pasteurized and ready to go. And we tasted it. It tasted like potatoes.
Well, this was okay. Let me prickly pear.
In a good way or a bad way?
Yeah.
No, not in a good way.
Not a vodka way, like a rotten potato
No,
way.
and this is without even fermenting it. It was like, oh, this is like, take a potato, microwave it until it's like soft and fluffy. No seasonings, nothing. Put it in your mouth. People are gonna say that doesn't taste like anything. No, it tastes like starch.
And dirt.
Depending on how hungry I felt at the end of the day, that sounds amazing to me.
I kind of like raw potato. You ever just eat a slice of raw potato?
Fuck!
It's crispy.
Come on, it's like it's got a pop. It kind of makes your mouth like all starchy. It's got like this
It's
dirt
like
reaction.
potato, but it's potato.
Yeah.
You have
So apparently, don't talk to Sam about the Patriot Inn or eating raw potatoes. He will flip the fuck out.
that's such a weird one for me with you. Like, we get all this food at the brewery. You know, you get in early in the morning, you get the bacon jam going, you make some beer cheese, you put together a nice Mornay. You go, and then I can just see it now. Just Ben come in, grab a potato, go in the back of the peeler, and just like, fuck your hot chicken. This is my meal.
You've never seen me do that.
No,
I know, because I do it in the closet. I don't do it in the bathroom.
And that's how we got hot chicken.
Yeah.
I will say this: the beer cheese, when you first introduced it, was kind of like, but the flavor, that's one of the many improvements that's come out of the beer cheese.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it changes kind of a little bit depending on what beers we have on tap because everything's small batch. So.
Yeah, because we don't use any. We have to use usually a darker ale.
Yeah.
Whenever we make the beer cheese, so they each do have their own distinct flavor, a little bit, but the base is always the same.
Yeah. So it's like sometimes it'll be maybe a little roasty, maybe a little sweet, maybe a little spicy. This time,
So
like depending.
I recommend a basket of fries with the 3 dips in it. Yeah, just go to town.
House-made beer cheese, house-made beer mustard, house-made garlic ale.
I like mustard.
I love mustard.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Okay, we were eating that the other day, me and the family, and there was sauce left over. I'm like, because I was too busy trying to get the camera running. I just watched them eat fries without dipping. Like, all those dips, they're barely touched. The beer cheese, I'm sitting there going, should I? No.
Yeah, no, I took that plate away, all the sauces were there, and I was like, John, what did I do? Like,
I know.
What was wrong?
That's exactly what's going through my head. Ben's going to be disappointed. I usually wipe these things almost clean. These are great. Because I eat it by myself. Yeah.
Nah, ingrates. What are you going to do?
Well, I didn't get any today because, well, obvious reasons. So I'm not going to do anything right now. I know, tears. Tears of a clown, people. Tears of a clown.
Sam was off today anyway. It's fine. So.
Yeah.
I was still there, so even though we were close.
So you're going to try to watch Frankenstein?
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it in person, but I'm sure you'll be filming it. So.
That has been a big question. I know we can't broadcast it because we don't have the rights. When I say we at Owen County Civic Theater would have to pay for the rights to broadcast it, and that's a lot more than just performing a play.
Yeah.
Because there's a mysterious, well, how many audience members are you going to have? And I don't know because internet.
Right.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I had always heard and assumed that Frankenstein was in public domain.
Frankenstein is, this version of the play isn't.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
This is Nick Deer's version, adaptation of the novel. That's why it's not truly public domain.
Oh,
Well,
hey.
Change some lines.
It is almost.
Did we miss something on radio?
We just got a comment from Indiana Matt.
Mhm.
The fries are the best. Any new menu items in the pipeline?
We're always working on new specials. Outside of our like paper menu, we almost always have our hand-cut, hand-breaded mozzarella sticks, our falafel, and our black bean burger, which are on our paper menu, which we are actually working on redesigning and updating. So that will be coming soon.
I know exactly what you need.
Everybody knows exactly what I need, John. Let me
need onion
get on my
rings.
list.
Hold on. Yeah, this is the same for me. Everybody tells me what I need.
Onion rings.
Okay.
No.
Why
not? Nobody around here makes good onion rings.
This is a joke amongst the employees. And did you say that because you've heard it, or you really?
No, I actually don't know about it. This has got to be good.
So everybody, every other person that walks in swears you used to have onion rings.
You guys never had onion rings.
We've never had onion rings. We did them once as a special, and
I missed out on that.
literally one order of onion rings would take up a quarter of our fryer space.
Dang.
And so 2 orders, obviously, if you know math, took up half of our fryer space. So like,
So what you're saying is you need a
when the whole
separate fryer.
restaurant orders, so yeah, we will never do onion rings again. But no,
Unless they're just for
it's just
employees.
funny you mentioned that because that is a
I
point of
sadly
contention with a
retract.
lot of employees.
I sadly retract because nobody in Indiana, and I'm talking to you, Indiana, makes good onion rings.
Well, ours were dope, but we'll never do them again.
Were. Past tense.
Yeah, exactly.
One time
So-
only experiment. Whoop, not enough room.
No.
So if anybody wants to donate a room and a whole separate fryer just for onion rings here at Civilian, email below.
Yeah. So no, like really a lot of going back to like you told me what's your story, when we started, we were even when we decided we were going to be a restaurant, I was like, we're not going to be that busy, it's Spencer, it's going to be like a small little place, and just from the get-go, we were destroyed like busy, and
You
so
know why, right?
Well, I mean, because we're fly.
Yeah, well, it's
that
charming
vacuum.
personality.
There's so little here. Look at how it happened to Mainstream when they reopened.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, exactly.
Spencer Coffee House is always busy.
Oh, God.
I mean, the only people that really don't do that well are the merchant shops. So shop downtown, damn it.
Absolutely. Please do.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for you and the 2 coffee shops, which need to be open later, there would be very much downtown traffic.
I could go for one of the coffees from the Spencer Coffee House or the Main Street.
And I totally understand why they don't. Limited employees, all that other stuff. And their biggest target really is in the morning.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. I understand that. I'm just, got to go out of my way sometimes.
Yeah. Well, and like especially small businesses, and we talk to a lot of these people. Like you want, and you can really like do things your own way. Like us, we don't have Coke or Pepsi products. When people are like, I want a diet, and I was like, well, we don't have. You want a water.
Unsweet tea. There's your diet drink. Right
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Well, yeah. If you're really on a diet, then drink some water. So, I mean, we have our own handmade soda. Like that's the only soda that we carry. Like we focus on everything handmade, so people, misunderstand a lot of those things that they expect from a restaurant. But yeah, I mean, going back to the original thing, like our kitchen is small, and like upgrading a kitchen is a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
You would have to lose some serious floor space to do it.
Yeah, and several tens of thousands of dollars. So
Easily,
when we were like, okay, this will be fine for how busy we're gonna be, and then you're 3 times as busy as that. Like we hired half again as many people within a month of opening originally in 2019.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we had 10 employees, I think, open, and we're like, oh, that'll be fine. It's not going to be that crazy. And you know how crazy it is with we got like 18 right now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, you guys literally did fill a void in this area, and that's phenomenal. That's one reason why the Tivoli is doing as well as it is. One reason why downtown is doing as well as it is.
Well, good.
And we can do better.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
and
there's always
like
room for growth.
Yeah, and like you said, like brick and mortar shops. Like if we can fill some of these empty storefronts, with places. Like I love Juniper Art Gallery. I love Dragonfly Gallery. Love the Pride Store.
The candy shop too.
Nate's
Yeah.
Diamond cases.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's cool spots, but there's like also empty places could open up. So I think that would be awesome.
So does anybody else in this room, just because we're all kind of in the same age group, like when we were all kids and there was none of this in town?
I didn't grow up here.
Yeah.
Well, me, Ben, and Jeremiah all did, and it just kind of feels all of a sudden like, oh, it's happening.
Yeah.
We're a town.
Yeah.
We have businesses and restaurants and people and opportunity.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the reason that we opened here. Like, we were thinking about doing something in Monroe County, or like, like Ellisville or Bloomington or something, or even like next to the park. And then things started happening downtown, like you had a couple of art galleries. You had, a Thai restaurant.
Yeah,
you had,
Jit's Thai.
Oh yeah, Jit's Thai.
That's my Monday, Tuesday spot when I'm out here working. Like, guaranteed. You know this. Every time you come in for D&D,
every time.
something.
On Tuesdays, it's guaranteed to come in for D&D. 6 o'clock at Civilian. You walk in the back door, and Ben and Kylene have their boxes open. It smells like Jit's Thai and the brewery. I'm
Jit's
jealous.
Thai. Link in the comments below. I don't know if that's true.
No, we won't be linking that because
All right,
everybody knows
Never
what Jits
mind.
is. But at the same time,
I'm
Jits,
gonna keep saying that.
Dragonfly,
Juniper.
Juniper.
Yeah, I just bought Kylene's birthday present from Juniper the other day.
Excellent, excellent.
It was a
amazing.
really
Yeah.
cool
Yeah.
piece of art.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Any of the businesses downtown want to be on the show? Contact me. The email should be
Somewhere
here.
in that area.
Okay.
Close enough.
What?
It's 10:05.
It's 10:05.
Just letting you know.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, this is the point of the time where we say, what do you want to do? We've definitely broken our hour. We're doing good there.
Okay.
We're having a good time.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Sam needs his pee break.
All right.
Do
No,
you
I'm great this time.
Right. Do we want to keep going or?
I don't know. Yeah, we can keep going. I got nothing going on. So
Awesome. Yeah, it's only
that clock
it's only
doesn't
6,
work. I looked at the
45.
clock and that
Sorry,
doesn't work.
5:45. That's how I always look at that when you got 15 more minutes.
Sure. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Don't worry, that clock works twice a day.
We're having a good time. Like, we talked for half an hour before this, and we're actually still talking.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, then
We should have recorded that.
I don't know.
Just like
Should've.
tagged it on.
I did mention that we could go on early, but we didn't.
Yeah.
Speaking of recording, we are recording. Yes, we are. Actually, we wouldn't lose it because this is downloadable for me on Twitch and YouTube. So small spot there, Radioactive Shack. It's actually twitch.tv/Radioactive Shack, which some of you are watching it. Thank you. We appreciate all the viewers. Keep the questions coming and comments. Anything you want us to torture Ben with, please. Jeremiah will take care of that.
At least a couple of my buddies are out there. So.
For the YouTube viewers, you can go ahead and torture Sam with your questions, and he'll bring that up. And then we'll torture Ben or myself with those questions.
What comic titles are you reading? What's cool and new?
Okay. I mean, like, I'm 39, so I don't know what's cool and new at all. But I'm still waiting on the next issue of Saga to come out, which I'm just I'm just infatuated with. I did just read the first, so that's Curse Law, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So he knows that I only buy trade paperbacks, and he's an original comic guy. So
I was about to ask if you get Saga in trades or.
I get it in trades.
Thank God.
Yeah. I just can't. So I did just not too long ago read the first TPB of Monstrous, which I really liked. I like the artwork was really great. The story seems like it's got this really cool world building situation going on. So I just bought the next 2 of that, but I have not read them yet. I think that's all I'm like waiting on. I'm reading. I just bought the print copy of a comic called Curvy, C.URVY, which was a web comic that is adult only, but it is very cute and very romantic, and the artwork's great, the story's great, and it's got a lot of like nerdy references and shit in it, so I like that
Everybody
too.
loves nerdy references.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I'm about halfway through that, even though I read the whole web comic years ago. I like to get print copies of those kinds of things when I can to support the artists and whatnot.
Where do you get your comics from?
I go to Vintage Phoenix in Bloomington, Indiana, because it's the closest local comic shop, and I like to buy there as much as I possibly can, unless they can't get it for any reason, in which case I sell my soul to Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, Vintage Phoenix is a great place. I love going there.
Vintage Phoenix is awesome.
I usually pick up older stuff, not because I'm not into newer stuff. It's just one of those, oh, there's a comic I wanted when I was X. Let's go get it.
Yeah.
I like to go through the independent comic section.
Oh,
I want to find just the weirdest stories or like the weirdest artwork with the most serious storyline.
Yeah.
And it could look like it was drawn by a toddler.
Yeah.
It's like, this is amazing. Why don't anybody else read this?
Yeah. I did also just read a comic called Headlopper, which is very fun. It's very old school fantasy, kind of goofy. I can't remember the name of the artist, but it's like not a realistic looking. It's very cartoony kind of like, but it's very fun.
Indiana Matt, I guess on the same subject. Any new books you've been reading?
I've been reading a lot of nonfiction lately. Like I said, I've been into the native plant gardening. So Kylie will usually come down and she's like, "You're reading your plant shit again." Just got like a tome of like how to grow cup plant. Like
when you pull the manger, make sure your ears are plugged.
Yeah. I have not read a work of fiction for a while now, actually, unfortunately. I picked a couple of things up. I tried to read Under the Volcano, and I can't remember the name of the author. It's supposed to be like one of those great works of fiction.
Oh.
Every once in a while, I will just like try to be like, I was an English major.
Oh yeah, you gotta flex.
Mid-range scribble.
Yeah. Ulysses. Fuck. Like I'll just pick books up like that every once in a while and realize like this is work.
Oh yes, I skimmed the Iliad once.
Yeah. So I did just read Welcome to the Monkey House again. And I did just read The Hobbit again because I read that about once every other year. Amy Bender has a book called Girl with the Flammable Skirt, which is a collection of short stories that I pick up about once a month and read one story out of. It's like fantastical fiction. So it's like something kind of out of the ordinary happens in this little short story, but it's not like fantasy. So
Sometimes do they change it up just to keep on track? Like sometimes it's just something like within the image itself and not necessarily the story. Where it's something's gone weird in the background.
The very first story is like this family, and the dad wakes up and he has a hole where his stomach was. Like you can see through him.
I can eat and not have to worry about it.
Yeah. And so it's all like going through, what that means and everything. So it's a lot of stories like Metamorphosis or something, like stuff like that. I love that where something is just askew, but it's not dragons fighting orcs and stuff like that. It's just like regular reality is just askew enough. That's a really great book. Pretty sure it's Amy Bender, Aimee Bender, like the robot on Futurama. So, good book.
We had mentioned Vintage Phoenix. Very close to Vintage Phoenix, 2 doors down, Vulture Video. One of the last places you can still rent movies. They have, last time I was there, they had VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And they got a small room you can rent in the back that has a projector.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know what the prices were, but when I rented that to show my short film 2 years ago, it was $20 for the duration.
Okay.
About 12 seats.
Something like 12 seats-ish.
Honestly, for $20, like that's a really good price to fill like 12 seats with,
and watch a 109-inch screen, full surround sound over blasting. Yeah, it was great. In uncomfortable movie theater. It was great to go to because not only did they have almost everything, if they didn't have it, they'll look for it for you. Yeah. Highly recommend Vulture Video, Vintage Phoenix for your nerdy needs. Yes.
I used to go there when I think it was Plan 9.
Yep.
And when they were in a different location, they used to do like the midnight movie madness.
Yes, because this used to be in a brick building down the corner, like the same building that the upstairs, not upstairs, but the comedy attic is in.
Yep.
Because that's
I can't
where
remember the name of the guy.
There was the Arthur Cooper and his buddies who ran the Sorry, yeah, no.
No, you go, Sam.
Side screen tangent. Okay.
Sam Surgeon, everybody.
No, so that was where they used to do a lot of live performances with a group that was the Bloomington After Midnight Crowd.
Okay.
And they did all kinds of different performances as their characters. Yeah, things. There were some special effects demonstrations that happened in there.
Okay.
And yeah, it was kind of like a really cool little like alternative arts community in there, and film group that all spun out from this one place at Plan 9. And I remember when it was still that before it became a bar.
Gotcha. Yep.
Because Plan 9 was not there when I moved out here. By the time I got here, they had moved north up on Walnut, just one block north of the square. And now they're northeast of the square.
Yeah. And I just remember that it was Clockwork Creature Company is the group that did it, and it was Atomic Age Cinema.
Atomic Age Cinema.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you. And the host would wear this like Cthulhu type.
Yeah, that's Arthur. That's Dr. Calamari.
God damn, he knows his shit.
I've worked with these guys. They're all fun people.
So
You had Kirk Chastain. He was the voodoo priest.
Yeah,
I can't remember that guy's name right now.
Okay. So yeah, they would show like B and
D
less
rated
movies
yeah.
at midnight, and you could buy beers and have them while you watched them. And they would give out like the coolest thing was they give out little like gifts when you went to show movies. So I went to go see the I think it was like the Invisible Boy or something like there one night.
Okay.
And they had Invisible Boy action figures. So it was a little cardboard like tag with the baggie, and there was nothing in it, but it said like Invisible Boy action figure on it. I was like, all right, that's a dad joke. But that's cool. It was great.
Actually, I need to get a hold of them to see if they'd want to come on here. We could have the whole crew in here, at least 2 of them in costume.
Oh yeah.
We might have to move to one of the other rooms. We could do that.
Yeah.
They were great because they would they'd heckle the crowd and then they'd have an intermission and heckle the crowd some more,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was fun. It was
never heckled
fun.
the crowd before.
Oh yeah.
No.
Never. Only respect for the crowds.
We have a question?
Manos, the Hands of Fate on the big screen.
By the way,
Pitch 42.
Manos, the Hands of Fate.
was filmed in my hometown,
Really?
El Paso, Texas. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I had absolutely nothing to do with it. We're talking about a population
But
of 500,000 with another million across the border. Yeah. Yeah. Plus, when that was filmed, I was. It's a long time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could have been in shot.
Thanks, Ford Pitch 42, for the memories.
Yeah. Hello, Ford. Thanks for tuning in again. Ford's a friend of mine from college.
Okay.
Yeah. Where we went to
Hi, Ford.
New Mexico State University in Las Cruces. Yeah. I'm a Southwest person.
I've got friends that lived in Las Cruces, so they were part of our. One of them and his partner was one of our D&D group that is almost all there. So
yeah, I've actually ran into several people here in this county that have some sort of connection to either New Mexico or El Paso specifically.
okay.
And I just find that really odd. So
Yeah.
Here I am. I went the other direction. I don't know.
Someone say you went in the right direction.
Oh, hey man.
Somewhat. I actually
Midwest
do
is
enjoy
best,
it.
baby. Come on.
The only thing I don't like out here is, I'm sorry, but the state drink being water. Come on.
Wait, is that official?
Yeah.
Mike Pence.
Oh.
Yeah. Water.
Yep. Sugar cream pie. Wix.
Yeah.
Wix sugar cream pie.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah,
state pie.
you guys have no idea what spicy is. Flavor.
But our mayo is so tangy.
Absolutely.
It burns all the way down.
Yeah, I
It
guess
does.
I'm like an anti-Hoosier that way. Like you bring the heat for me. So,
Right.
yeah.
I like my
No,
spicy
some
food.
of the sandwiches you two have ordered that I have made in the back sometimes. Mostly him, I shouldn't say you, but definitely Ben. Where it's just like, yeah, I need a hot chicken, but Eli did this the worst. We had a kid that worked with us for a minute. He was fun. He would get a hot chicken sandwich, and he'd have you put the hot chicken seasoning on it, then roll it in buffalo sauce, put jalapenos on it, melt a piece of pepper or ghost pepper, pepper jack cheese on there.
Ooh.
And if we have anything else hot, like our jalapeno jam we made one time that makes your eyes want to melt out of your skull.
Spicy arbol sauce.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
Challenge
arbol.
accepted.
He put that on there and as heavy as he could and would eat it with sweat dripping off of him and a smile on his face from ear to ear going, it's
Yes.
so good. And his eyes are red and just tears streaming down his
I
face.
have not had an experience like that in years.
All right, next time you come
challenge
in.
accepted. Absolutely.
I'll give you heartburn.
Yeah.
I got you.
A friend of mine I worked with, Abhishek. Hey, Abhishek, how you doing? I doubt you're watching. I hope you are. He would make Indian food. I'm like, oh, I'd like to try someday. Oh, you wouldn't be able to handle it. Oh, really? So I brought in some of my hot sauce one time, which is basically just serranos, tomatillos, onions, garlic. Real simple. And he took one bite. It's like, okay, yeah, you
You're
can eat my
fine.
food.
Yeah. I used to make a pepper relish when we could have a garden. God, we grow all kinds of hot peppers. Grow our own onions. Everything. Everything was grown in house, and then I would cook up this relish, and Kylie would have to leave the house. I was like, I'm gonna be cooking relish. Take your time coming home from work. I got all the windows open though, so but I'm just warning you. Yeah, it was mean, you have to take a break, step outside.
Been there before.
Yeah.
I had banana peppers on my Subway sandwich, and that was a little bit too much.
All right. So for those who don't know that are watching this on the Radioactive Shack YouTube, look for Spicy. That was written by Jeremiah, and it's kind of just mocking his sensitivity to spice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we're going to continue that series when he has another story written, and we have actors.
Yeah.
Just like I'll continue Ghost Confirmer and all those other things.
Mm-hmm.
But the catch there is you see this person, she's out jogging, she eats her food, and she's like, oh, it's too spicy, and you flash back to her buying the stuff, and it's granola bars that happen to be sitting right next to cayenne pepper seasoning. Not actually on, just next to. Yeah. Spicy!
Spicy.
Yeah.
Gotta have the sensation, man.
Right, yeah.
Heat.
So, on that note, there used to be a place in Bloomington called Lucky's. They're actually a Colorado affiliate or franchise. And that was my only connection for Hatch Green chilies. Hatch Green chilies are not hot. They are flavorful. Yeah. If I can grab some, we're throwing that on one of your burgers, and it would be a world
I was
difference.
walking into Kroger on the west side the other day, and some dude was walking out, and he just seemed like a regular guy with two giant boxes like this number, and they said Hatch Green chilies on them. And he was just walking out, and I was like,
yeah, because that's how I would buy them.
Can you not get them? And he just bought them all, or
You
like?
cannot. Okay, there is a window called August, and that window's actually closing. If they still have it, I'm so there.
Kroger,
And-
well, I don't think Kroger Westside has them because that guy got them.
Yes.
Well, that's just it. Last time I bought it from Lucky's, I bought 80 pounds.
Oh shit.
That
Wow.
lasted me. That lasted the winter.
Okay.
So what you do is you take them, you roast them, you freeze them. So what happens when you roast it? You have 25 pounds of chili in this one box. You roast it down, you've got 6 or 7 bags because you've gotten rid of all the size.
Right.
If I can grab some of those, we'll throw them. Oh yeah.
I'm down.
Gavin, remind me, Kroger's West Side. West Side. Yeah. Oh. That's one of my things. Again, they're not hot peppers.
Right.
And I don't get drunk. It's I ordered some hot peppers one time, right? Hatch green chilies are not meant to be hot. They're like an Anaheim, but the flavor is unique.
Okay.
Where I get my heat from is usually serrano. If I really want to make it hot, then maybe some ghost peppers and habaneros mixed in. If I really want to get it hot, then it's just ghost peppers and habanero. Yeah. But I'm the only one in the house who would eat it, so I usually stick with the serrano.
See, I'm a fan of habanero. You have ghost peppers, and they're just hot. There's nothing but hot in them.
What you do there is you take the ghost peppers, add that to whatever else you want to get the extra spice while you still have the flavor.
Well, habaneros though, they're hot, obviously.
Yeah.
They're real hot, but they have this flavor that if you can get underneath the heat is really unique. It's it's almost sweet, you know. It's almost like a peach or an apricot, you know, kind of sweetness to them. But they're so goddamn hot that it's hard for people to taste.
And
them.
you have two types of people who like the hot.
Yeah.
They have the sociopaths who just want the burn.
Right.
Then you have people like me who they want the burn, but they want the flavor.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's got to come through.
That's why I do like habaneros because they have that flavor, but they also have the heat. And, sometimes they're too much, but God, that's a damn tasty pepper.
Yeah. And you gotta, from my experience, and this is totally hearsay and speculative and what's the other word I'm looking for here? Come on, Jeremiah, give me a word.
Hearsay, speculative, blasphemy?
No. No. Anecdotal. See, he's not good enough for this.
Good word.
Yeah, so never make your chili when you're upset. It will reflect in the spiciness, no matter what you use.
Will it be more spicy or less spicy?
It'll be more spicy. Another example, this is my anecdote. My best friend was making chili for our weekend party. Well, like a few days earlier, his brother had been stabbed like 20-something times. Barely lived. We got him to the hospital. That was great. So while he's making this chili, he was extremely pissed because he wanted vengeance. And by the time we got to the party, him and me were the only ones who could stand eating it. It was one of those pouring sweat. Oh, it was so good. We're gluttony. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a very good story, but that got deep, John.
Yeah. You think I'm shallow? Like a kiddie pool. Yeah.
Looks like my phone is dying, so I'm gonna have to cut off from the YouTube chat. I'm sorry.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
I'm the only viewer. That's.
Well, we lost somebody then.
Yeah, there it went.
Let's see how much do I have on mine.
I'm gonna hit like on that video. Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Listens later.
Yes.
What the kids say.
Yeah. Definitely. Hit that button. Get the notifications. Do all those things. Jump through hoops. Bypass the algorithms.
Love us.
Yeah. And don't forget, I actually do have a Patreon, Time of Your Half-Life. So
there you go.
Right. I'm gonna turn my phone on to YouTube.
I already got it.
Oh, so what's going on there?
The last post was Sam Sculp's pawpaws are growing like crazy this year.
To go along with another post from Mike, who
I need the Midwest foraging book I'm reading now. Just found some pawpaws.
When's the best time to harvest pawpaws?
About mid-fall. Like we're coming up on it pretty soon.
You need to tell me because we've got a lot of pawpaws on our property.
Same.
I would actually try eating one sometime, not getting there too late like I always do.
No, they're awful. Okay, I hate Indiana pawpaws. I hate the Midwest. I don't like the Midwest banana because it's all seeds. There's very little actual fruit that comes in one.
You just put it in your face and just
just smush it between your teeth.
Yeah, exactly. So it's an experience.
You have to shirt up and rub it all over yourself.
That's the same thing we've been doing for a year and a half now anyway. Something just in our face all the time anyway. So
and I didn't
make it taste good.
I wasn't a big fan before, and when it comes with the pawpaw, I've never been able to taste them. There's nothing for me there.
It tastes like the most delicious banana.
I wouldn't know. So then you'll have to come over and show me how to harvest them properly.
All right, let's do it.
Right. Okay.
I don't know when because I don't have the trees, but I actually found out that I
but...
do have the trees. I've got a little grove, but they're all the same species, and they can't cross pollinate. So I need another pawpaw tree.
Well, maybe you can come grab one off my property that Sam identifies as being different, so you can finally, add your plant sex on your property and go from there.
Yeah, there you go.
Sweet.
All right.
Yay, plant sex.
Yeah. Pollinate. That's right. So you
No
want
one
to keep
wants to see
dancing?
me dance now.
We were
Not at
looking.
all,
We were
actually.
watching.
My wife just turned this off. Everything that was said before was fine, but seeing me dance,
I thought she wasn't
So
watching.
she probably wasn't even watching, actually, yeah.
It's not like you're not going to see him later tonight unless you're already asleep. Then it'll be the morning. You'll be like, coffee, quick, go away.
Yeah.
Ford says pawpaws are good in general. We have them here in Arkansas, but they are very rare.
Very rare. Oh. Well, Ford, when you come by for Gen Con, there won't be any. You can look at my pawpaw trees too. Because it won't be early enough or late enough or whatever.
Yeah.
Blackberries is another bane in my property. Oh, huge blackberry bushes. It's going to be so great. And all of a sudden our cars are purple because bird shit. Yep. It's like, well, they went from green to bird shit.
Yeah.
Purple bird shit.
Yeah, we're not nearly as fast as the critters like to get them usually.
No.
So, no. Although I did make, I like to make, obviously, booze out of things. So I made a spice berry. You guys know spice bush? Have you ever eaten the berries off of those? No. Okay, well, they're not necessarily pleasant. say that. Like going back to the menthol thing. They've got this very like hardcore menthol bitterness, whatever.
Who's your daddy beer?
They're very interesting. So I did make a liqueur out of them, and it was also not pleasant to drink, but it's like a bitters. So I just soaked those in Everclear, and we were like shaking them into cocktails, and it has this very like bitters quality to it. It's very drying, it's like kind of puckery. It's got that like it's very interesting. So I don't know. I'll bring some for people to try.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think it'd be really good in Manhattan or something, but we were just drinking it in like fizzy cocktails and stuff like that.
So making liqueur, you actually do some distillation on the side?
No, it's not distillation because that's illegal.
No, you can get certified to do it.
You can get certified to do it, but I can't.
But it's expensive.
It's very expensive. This is just at home, like basically just like soaking different things in alcohol and then like combining them together.
So tincture sort of thing.
Tinctures, yeah. So
yeah, I think the classes, not necessarily the certification, but the classes to get certified start at $600.
Oh, yeah.
That's not really bad.
Yeah.
Provided you're gonna drink a lot.
Right. Yeah. For the home enthusiast, you can make things a lot easier than that.
Yep.
Although, I'm not gonna go on a tangent on that.
That's the point of the show, though.
There are very easy ways to distill at home that you can use. You can get on the internet and find that shit out.
Yeah, that's why we have the internet.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey Tommy, where'd you get the ray gun?
Yeah.
The internet.
Yeah. Hey Tommy, how'd you make that hooch?
The internet. Hey Tommy, where'd you get these edibles? The internet.
Yeah.
You wouldn't download a car, would you?
Hell yes.
We can now. 3D printing. All right. Hey Tommy, where'd you get mommy? The internet. Oh, that's gonna be a great one.
I like that.
We should end it just on that note.
And
And the guest says,
I'm good. Hey, we had a good time.
Okay,
So
good.
yeah.
all right then.
As the Kurgan said in the Highlander, it's better to burn out
And to
fade away.
On that note, we'll hit the buttons. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Ben Williams. I'm John Simon, Jeremiah Freeman, Sam Sturgeon.
Yeah.
If you're interested in being on the show, emails below. Am I pointing the right one? Yeah. Yes, I am.
Pointing
Radioactive
my
Shack.
knee.
Radioactive Shack. At timeofyourhalflife.com. Don't forget the hyphen.
It's better than if I sit in the middle and he's just pointing at my crotch.
I can do it still like this. It still looks like I'm pointing at his nipples. Did you hit stop?
No.
Well, you're supposed to hit stop. You gotta hit stop over here too. You gotta move these out of the way. Because people are watching this on YouTube now only. Yeah. One more, you gotta move that one out of the way. Yeah.